Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Let's Learn with AR. Since it's afternoon here, if you are watching this video at afternoon time, so good afternoon to you as well. Otherwise, good morning, good evening, whatever time you are watching this video. Today's topic is related to a poem which was written by Carolyn Kizer, Fearful Women, one of the best poems of Carolyn Kizer. And in this poem, we are going to discuss Carolyn Kizer short biography, poem translation and analysis of the poem. So let's get started. Carolyn Kizer was an American poet, essayist, and translator born in Spokane, Washington on December 10, 1925. She grew up in the Pacific Northwest and attended Sarah Lawrence College in New York, where she graduated with a degree in English in 1945. After college, Kizer worked as a journalist and as an editor at several publishing companies. She also studied at the University of Washington and Columbia University, earning a Master of Fine Arts degree in 1959. Kaiser's first poetry collection, The Ungrateful Garden, was published in 1961 and was followed by several other collections, including Knock Upon Silence, 1965, Midnight Was My Cry, 1971, and Mermaids in the Basement, Poems for Women, 1984. Throughout her career, Kizer was known for her feminist perspective and her exploration of themes related to gender and sexuality. She was a founding member of the literary journal, the Feminist Press, and was involved in the women's rights movement of the 1960s and the 1970s. In the addition to her poetry, Carolyn Kizer also wrote essays and translations. Her essay collection like Proses on Poets and Poetry, 1994, was a finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award, and she translated works by poets including Anna Akhmatova and Marina Tsvetiva. Kaiser's many awards and honors included at Politizai Prize in 1985 for her collection Yen, a National Endowment for the Arts Fellowship. Kizer passed away on December 9, 2014 at the age of 88 in California, USA, leaving behind a legacy as a pioneering feminist poet and a champion of women's rights. So, if we talk about the analysis of the poem, Fearful Women is a poem written by Carolyn Kizer. Like I said, she's an American poet. She was an American poet, essayist, and translator. Fearful Women was first published in 1984 as part of Kizer's poetry collection Yin, Y-I-N, Yin. And rhyme scheme has been used, imagery is used in this poem. The poem is addressed to women and explores the ways in which women are taught to be fearful and submissive in society. Kizer uses vivid imagery and metaphor to convey the ways in which women are constrained by societal norms, means those norms of society and expectations. Its stylistic hallmarks include impeccably calibrated rhyme, near rhyme, and meter. In the poem, Kizer has used as a rhyme scheme as well as imagery. These techniques help the reader to get a deeper understanding of the poem and make the reader think carefully to what message she is trying to convey. Like Kizer uses rhyme, but let's go back to the beginning when sinners did not know that they were sinning, to produce sounds appealing to the reader's senses and make them focus on the message. Also, the fact that men thought they must have an obedient stranger with them enforces how they would not be able to live without them. The rhythm in these phrases like highlights the contrast between who women are and that even though men might not believe that educated women should have the same right as them, men would not be able to do the same things they do in life without them. Imagery is used in this poem like Darby's John, content with church and kinder, not like that sainted John, burnt to a cinder, to outline the difference between Darby's John as a kind of person to be sentient. Now, these lines are used in the whole poem. When you read out the poem, then you will find these lines. These poetic techniques even have all helped to deposit to the reader the overall message being conveyed in this poem and provide a deeper understanding of how women were treated and thought of by some men. Throughout the poem, Kaiser uses imagery of nature, like I say, to convey the ways in which women are oppressed. For example, she writes, "You heard the wolves howling in the night, and you tremble, wondering which will be taken." This image suggests that women are constantly under threat and must always be on guard to protect themselves. And Fearful Women is considered one of the Kaiser's most famous and influential poems, and it has been anthologized in many collections of contemporary poetry. And Kaiser also suggests that women are taught to fear other women. She writes that women fear the first betrayal and fear the second betrayal. This suggests that women are taught to view other women as potential threats rather than as allies. And the poem opens with the line, "Wine, women and horses are dangerous," which sets the tone for the rest of the poem. It suggests that women era women are as unpredictable and uncontrollable as wild animals and intoxicants. Moreover, in this poem, Kaiser has used a character of Greek mythology, Helen of Troy, also known as Helen of Spartan, who was the daughter of Zeus and Leda. She was considered to be the most beautiful woman in the world, but later on she was blamed for the great war of Troy. It shows the sufferings of women since long ago, and then she presents the illusions of Adam and Eve. It demonstrates that a woman was weak and easy to affect with sweet words. A woman thought to be the cause of the first sin and blamed for making Adam, who was main sinning. So it was the women who made him sin, who made men sin. It also shows that how women are suffering and dominated even at the start of humanity. Meanwhile, I said that vivid imagery and metaphors are used in this poem, and the poem is slightly, if we talk about its analysis, so the poem is slightly complicated because it has somehow a direct attack on man, which has been shown throughout feminism. In the second wave of feminism, man is responsible for the exploitation and suffering of women. The poem presents the same ideas of women's suppression by man, and in counter they blame women. The poem or the poet provides references from Trojan War. Trojan, like Trogan, Trojan War, for which Helen was formally declared responsible. Further, she applies Christian methodology, which empowers men and gives birth to social issues. And when women question these discriminations, they have been put into catastrophes. The woman is responsible according to man as they resist men. The same questions were under the discussion in all three waves of feminism by men. As the poet talks about the Trojan War, as she goes for glamour in the poem, she is strengthened with methodology set out for women, presenting the gender aspect of women which has been stipulated by men. So, these methodologies help men to manipulate and dominate women. These myths are dominated or dominate in the three waves of feminism as men responded to women. Further, she relates the story of Adam and Eve with current educated women when Eve was looking for knowledge and challenged the norms. and you all are familiar with the story of the Adams and Eve. If you are not, so I will suggest you try to read out the epic poem of John Milton, Paradise Lost, which is one of the best epic poems. So you must go through that poem that is all about Adams and Eve. Adam and Eve, when current educated women, like she relates the story of Adam and Eve with current educated women. When Eve was looking for knowledge and challenged the norms, as a result, she had been punished. Same as the case with the educated women of the present society who has been punished. Women have been marginalized as they have been deprived of certain rights, such as the basic rights of women justified in the first wave of feminism. This aspect of the poem can be related with the third wave of feminism when African American contributed in feminists writing. So throughout the poem, like Kizer uses imagery of nature to convey the ways this image suggests that women are constantly under threat and must always be on guard to protect themselves. This was all about today's. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If this video has sparked your interest, I suggest you to like, share, comment, and do subscribe to the channel. And we will be together in the next session, or in the next video, that will be about any poem, any novel, any drama, or if you have any question regarding this poem or anything like literature, linguistic, so you can freely ask in comment section. It will be my pleasure to assist you. Thanks for watching.